On today's show, I teach you how to overcome your biggest fears, what I fear the most, and how I got my abs back in 15 days. It is Friday. It is the 16th of August. We got cars driving by. They're a little loud. Hopefully the audio doesn't pick all of them up. Horns going off. It is Coffee with Coach. We are at Collectivo in Thiensville, Wisconsin today, switching up our location. I'm a little uncertain about the cold brew. I'm a little uncertain about it. I don't want to come across as a hater. It's not bad, but it's okay. Today's topic is going to be what people fear the most and how you can overcome those fears. But first, it's been a crazy week here at the Top Shop. We did a lot. I think we did more than we expected in some cases, and I think my unrealistic mindset usually set us back a few hours. Things took a little bit longer than expected, but that is the way it usually goes around the Top Shop. Big productive week, crazy stuff going on. Lots of changes about to commence, so we're really excited about that. But today I am going to be going through some of those fears. Britt's on the camera. I wanted to ask you guys what you feared the most. I just put the question out on my Instagram account to try and see what people fear the most, because it's Friday. It's a chance for you guys to get out. It's a chance for you guys to take on some of those big things you've been thinking about doing over the course of the weekend. But a lot of times, the biggest thing that's holding you back, you, me, everyone else, is our fears. And this week, I actually tackled one of the things I fear the most, which is committing to a schedule with other people. If you know me, if you're a client, if you've been around me, if you're a family member or friend, you know I don't really like to commit and say that I'm all in. You could ask me to be the best man in your wedding, and I probably won't let you know if I'm going to do it until the very last minute. I don't know what it is. I just have a little thing about committing and saying, yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. I like to do my own thing. I like to just freewheel it. Britt sometimes gets a little set back because I'm always like, let's do this. So I got to try and protect against that. But we did it this week. We ended up getting a million different things done that we haven't been able to do. We got into a good system on a few things, and now I feel like because we took on that fear and we did it for the week, I feel like it's going to set us up to be able to do things even more efficiently and effectively next week. So my question is, what are you guys fearing? What do you guys want to do or not want to do that you need to do to push you in the right direction? I had Britt and Blake last night jump on camera for a couple of minutes and try and do a little interview because it's something that they fear a little bit, and it's something I used to fear. Getting on camera, looking the lens in the eye, which is looking into the audience, is almost like the next, don't you say it's like the next thing under public speaking? Yeah, and today it kind of is public speaking because we're out, people are looking, they're wondering who this bald guy is, they're wondering if I'm just some weirdo. But they jumped on. Blake gets nervous when I'm in the audience. Britt, sometimes, I don't know, what would you say for you? I don't know yet. When you get on camera? It's just weird. And they always go, well, you're just good on camera, you're just good. But the thing is, I hated being on camera. I didn't like it. But since 2008, I've been filming. I had the flip video. My buddy Delaney used to film me doing things, and me and him would do weird stuff. We had a green screen in 2008. I remember kneeling on the ground, and we had a green screen on like the blinds in my apartment to try and film this video. We had like the TLT background like on the green screen. Anyways, I hated being on camera. I still don't exactly love it, but it's part of the game now. And sometimes it's cathartic to be able to talk to you guys. So what do you guys fear? It may not be looking into the camera. It may be public speaking. It may be going into a classroom of new people, or going to a business meeting of a bunch of new people, or going on a first date, or maybe you fear leaving your current job and going to try another job that you think will be better suited for you, or maybe becoming an entrepreneur. What other fears could people have out there? They've got all sorts of fears. Fear of other people, fear of just having conversations. You'd be shocked at how many people I say, hey, how you doing today? How's your day going? And they kind of, they're like, is this guy really asking me how I'm doing today? And they seem like they're frightened just to talk about how their day is going. And I think what happens is all of those things, I don't think what happens is, I know for a fact that what happens is, like this video right here, that I didn't want to do it this morning. But now that the camera's on, I'm feeling good that I'm doing it, and I know it's going to take me towards where we need to go. It's going to get me a better relationship with you guys and allow me to be able to get to know you guys better and help you better. So I feel like podcasts or videos like this that we're doing, where you don't want to do it. You don't necessarily, I mean, I had a crazy morning this morning. I'm going from one place. I'm doing these crazy contracts and stuff like this all morning with different people. I'm meeting with them and going over this and going over that and fixing problems. We had a helicopter crash yesterday, okay? I'm not going to go into details for legal reasons, but we had a helicopter crash on us. J-Derbs, you know what's going on. Britt's laughing. So we had to fix the damage from the chopper going down yesterday. And I didn't want to do this, but now that we're doing it, I'm feeling good. And could you only imagine if you wanted to start the strength training program, but you feel, I don't know if I'm strong enough to be able to do that, or I don't know what I'm doing, or I'm not good enough, or any of those things that you're telling yourself in your head. I just wish that you guys out there would just remember that even though it's hard, and even though you don't want to do it, and even though it's Friday or it's Saturday or whatever day it is, that if you were to take the time to go do it and attack your fears, like flying. For me, I told somebody the other day, I don't love flying. I'm not like a big fan of it. So what I want to start doing is flying every couple of weeks. I'd just like to fly somewhere and fly back, because it's just not, I'm not fear it. I just don't like it. You know what I mean? Fears can be things that you just don't like either. And sometimes those things they're necessary for you to attack and get after. So this week, I not only did that, this week I did a couple of things that are going to be really uncomfortable for me in the next few weeks. It's going to be like 2 steps backwards, but I think after a month of doing it, I think it's going to be the best thing I've ever done for my whole life. And I can only imagine out there, somebody who's watching this is thinking, yeah, I'm afraid of doing this. I'm afraid of committing to this. I'm afraid of committing to the relationship, committing to the exercise program, committing to the school, right? Britt, know anybody who's fearful of that right now?
I do.
Are you afraid of it? Afraid of going back? Afraid of what you might miss out on?
Yeah.
Afraid of what you might miss out on if you don't go do it? Right? So I just say do it all. Just do it all. I guess I'm a little unrealistic in that sense, but whatever you're afraid of, look it dead in the eye. It's like this camera. What did I tell you guys about the camera? Looking the camera in the eyes is like looking death straight in the face. It's true for a lot of people. And that camera analogy could be anything for you. It could be the new job. It could be the new house that you want to buy. It could be the vacation that you don't know if you can afford. Make a plan of action. Attack it. Go after it. You know you want to do it. You know it's been calling you. And even though you're scared of it, you know it's something big that you need to do. Now, another thing that I did over the last few weeks was taking on an August challenge. I challenged myself and a few people around me to cut out all the crap out of their diet, to start exercising on a specific routine to where they'd have to hit X amount of workouts per week. I think it was 7 days a week for 60 to 90 minutes. They had to cut out all processed sugars and all the sweets and dairy and anything that's artificial or boxed or packaged. And I did the same thing. Today's the 16th day. By probably about 3 days ago, I started to see that the abs were popping again, and I was pretty pumped about it. And I didn't necessarily want to do it. I was a little afraid of what that might come to, because sometimes I lose weight really quickly, like this instance. But I went ahead and I attacked it anyways. I'm sleeping better. I'm feeling better. My energy's been better. I've been logging my workouts on Instagram so people can follow along. And a lot of you guys out there, like Howard So and several other people have mentioned, hey, it's good to see the training footage. It's motivational. It's inspirational. So doing something that I was a little afraid of is ending up helping quite a few people. So going back to the fearfulness, what I would do is this is what I did a couple weeks ago. I took out a sheet of paper and I said, what 5 things do I fear the most that are holding me back from reaching my true potential? So I wrote down the 5 things that were holding me back, and then I wrote down 2 or 3 things I could do to attack each one of those fears, to either kill them or to overcome them or to completely just eliminate them as a fear altogether. Much like being on camera used to be very scary for me, or being on the microphone. But I realized if I just did it every day, and if I was just being true to who I am, and I'm just being myself, that it was no big deal. As long as I didn't have to be fake, and as long as I didn't have to worry about how my hair looked, which I never have a problem with, I could get on camera every day and do it no problem, be able to help people out. So grab a sheet of paper, write down the 5 things you fear the most, jot down a few reasons and a few things that you could do to execute those things, and get them just knocked out. Just start banging on them every day a little bit. Just tackle them a little bit. I used to be afraid of working with people because I was probably insecure and just struggling with people. My first client, Robert Moore, Hales Corners Snap Fitness is where my business is working out of. I go to meet with this guy. He had just had a stroke, nice old gentleman, about 65 years old. And I was so nervous to work with him and train him one-on-one that I ended up in the bathroom throwing up for 2 hours. Had to call my friend Nick Olinger to come in there, who is my another trainer and coach, best friend. He had to come in and bail me out. I'm in the John throwing up because I'm nervous to coach some guy, and just a nice old guy. Always going to be easy workout, easiest thing ever. And what seems easy for me now used to be really hard. Talking in front of groups, I would never do a presentation in school. I used to do videos in school because I was like, I don't have to do that. Let me do a video instead. I don't have time to show up. Part of that's me just wanting to fly by the seat of my pants and do my own thing. And part of that is the fear of what others might think. So what looks easy now for me was always hard in the beginning. Coaching people and coaching groups and working with people, talking to people who are older than me or really younger. Like Britt's 20. She doesn't know half of the stuff that I know. What were we talking about the other day? You didn't know Star Wars quotes, nothing really. She was listening to Bieber the other day and acting like that was a throwback. She was like, oh, that was a long time ago. And I'm over here sitting here thinking about, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. You know what I mean? It's like a stark contrast, but you have to be able to relate with people. And in the beginning, it was really hard for me to do because I couldn't get there with the younger people. I couldn't get there with the older people. I had to work on it. So that could be a relationship with you. You could have been single for like 8 years and you really want to start dating this guy or this girl. Get out of your comfort zone. Just go on the date. Stop worrying about what they're going to think about you or if you're perfect. Nobody's perfect. I certainly am not perfect. Britt, are you perfect? We're all just goofballs. We're all just rookies trying to get better. So whatever your fear is, attack it, because whatever that thing is that's holding you back from getting to the place that you really want to be, once you start doing it every day, it's not really that big of a deal. So you can attack it just a little bit, and eventually those fears start to go lower and lower and lower, and your confidence starts to soar. So Friday, tomorrow is Saturday, the next day is Sunday. It's 3 days where your commitments are sometimes a little bit less during the week. You have a little bit more control of your schedule. You have the freedom to be able to think a little bit clearer and do a few more things that are going to actually push you in the direction that you really want to go in life. And I highly suggest that you guys take out a piece of paper, write down those fears, write down some of your goals, and use the weekend. The weekend is there for you to use. I committed to it 10 years ago. Every weekend was going to be about personal development, staying healthy mentally, physically, and spiritually, and just getting better as a person in general. And I contribute all my success to committing to do that on those 3 days, because during the week, Monday through Thursday, everything's up in the air. You lose control during the day. Wouldn't you say we lost control a little bit yesterday?
We lost control.
I mean, we were spinning out of control yesterday. There's conversations and times and helicopter crashes and all sorts of different things that we lost control of. But now today, I feel like I'm a little bit more control today. I had stuff I had to do, but I'm a little bit more control. And tomorrow will be the same. Sunday will be the same. So use it, guys. Use it. I'm pumped about you guys taking on this, and I hope that you guys comment and let us know what some of your fears are, and then maybe we can help you with some strategies of how to overcome them, how I overcame some of mine. And if fitness is one of those, you need to be at Top Line. You need to come in tomorrow to Top Line, the Top Line Sweat. It's at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I don't care if you've never worked out. I don't care if it's been 3 years since you worked out. Or I don't care if you work out every day, but you just haven't been pushing yourself. Come in there, get with me tomorrow. I'll be coaching tomorrow's training session, 10 a.m. It's an opportunity for you to get a good sweat, to meet a bunch of good people, and have a lot of fun. So if that is one of your fears, we can start cranking on that thing tomorrow. What do you think, Brett? What questions you got?
What questions do I have?
Yeah, what questions you got about the show? Other than the fact that you were writing down what we're going to put for PNGs later on when you post the video. Fears.
Fears.
What are your 2 biggest fears? I'll relay them because she's not on the microphone right now.
My first biggest fear is
First, 20 years old, we'll look back on this 10 years from now. One of your biggest fears right now?
committing to something and missing opportunities.
Committing and missing opportunities. And when you're afraid of that, what happens is missing opportunities means that you think that you should be doing something that might take 10 years to do, and you're trying to do everything. Are you trying to be a part of everything? You want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do that?
Oh, yeah.
So what do we talk about? Patience. Be patient and just pick something and go down that road. That's what I see with a lot of people, entrepreneurs or people I knew. One week they'd be in an MLM. The next week they'd be in a new MLM. The next week they would be trying to start a franchise. The next week they'd be trying to come work with me. The next week they'd be trying to do this, or they'd be quitting, or they'd be selling, CBD oil or whatever the next big thing is, or cryptocurrency or whatever. Go down a path and beat it to death, because no matter what you do, you're going to run into roadblocks, and you're going to run into challenges, and you're going to have to diagnose the problem, design a plan of action, and get out of the situation and come up with a solution and take action on it, much like Ray Dalio says in his book Principles. So I wouldn't let that be the fear. Anything else? What do you think other people's biggest fears are? Britt's still here. She's on, not mic'd up. I'll relay it. What do you think other people's, some things they fear are?
Maybe like trying a new gym, or like actually putting themselves on the line for like
Trying a new gym, she says, or putting themselves,
on the line for like a committed like fitness.
just getting committed to a healthy lifestyle. I think that's true. Do you think it'd be fair to assume that most people are just afraid of getting out of their normal routine?
Yeah.
Even like me, right? That was me this week, is committing to us having a new schedule and being there and trying some new things, because we haven't done this.
Right.
But how many have we done in the last few days?
A lot.
A lot, right? So a lot of people will not make this many videos in their entire lifetime in business, and they'll always come up with an excuse. Us, on the other hand, we're trying to take action and trying to commit to a new schedule, which albeit is very uncomfortable. Would you agree?
Schedule?
You like it.
I like it.
She likes it. So
I'm uncomfortable with the not schedule.
she's uncomfortable with there it is. So everybody's kind of got their own deal that they're comfortable with or not comfortable with. It's Friday. You got the weekend, you guys. Again, if you have questions, hit us up. We want to hear from you. We're here to help you out. Anything we can do. Pound your fears. Pound them to death. Beat them up. Write them down. Know what they are. You know what's funny is that your fears are the things that hold you back the most, and people don't even look them in the face because it's scary. You know what I mean? People are afraid to look problems in the face. Your biggest fears usually go with some sort of problem you have, and most times people don't want to do it. And this is like my plea to everybody out there, everybody who's 18, 19, 20, like, you're afraid of what other people are going to think about the decision that you make, whether it's going to join a new gym or to start posting about, your transformation as a person and who you are online. And you're afraid of what some numbskull friend of yours or family member of yours is going to say about you. And I've been there, you've been there. I've got my own friends make fun of me. Every day my buddy comes in, Britt's laughing. Every day my buddy comes in the gym and he makes fun of whatever I put out that day. best friend. Every day he makes fun of me. And it is what let him do what he needs to do. It's no big deal. I'm not worried about what he's doing. So if he wants to come in and pick on me, it is what it is. I'm doing what I do. I'm making mistakes. I'm learning. And I highly suggest that everybody out there who's got some of these things that you need to attack, know them. Know what you're afraid of. You are gonna feel like $1,000,000, and you might even get a 6-pack of abs by attacking some of those things, which I'm sure some of you guys will be okay with. So again, comment below. We appreciate you guys tuning into this podcast. Next week, we're gonna have some guests on the show to make it a little bit more entertaining, a little banter, a little bit more storytelling, and maybe even dive into the deep recesses of who Brett Summers is, like Carrie Rose said I needed to have on here to be able to get her viewership or her podcast subscription. So you guys have an awesome Friday. It was a great week here at the Top Shop. I hope yours is awesome too. We're out. What is this, episode 2 of Coffee with Coach? And I think this is episode like 10 of all of our shows together. So when we're on episode like 300, we'll look back on this and chuckle. Britt may not even be here anymore at the rate we're going, but I think it's going well. We'll see you guys soon. Let me know if you need anything. At Brett Summers on Instagram, at Topline Gym on Instagram, YouTube, wherever else. Give me a call, whatever you got to do. We'll see you guys soon. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we just wrapped up Coffee with Coach. And now what I think that you guys should do is you guys should go to one of these videos on either side of this page and watch another one. I wasn't too impressed with the show, but I know that there is some truth in it. It wasn't as exciting or glamorous or glorious, but fears are the thing that are holding you back. Everything that you are afraid of is the exact thing that you guys need to do to be able to get to where you want to go. So while it may not have been exciting, it was super valuable, but some of these other videos are going to be amazing. So make sure you check them out, and don't forget to subscribe. Ring the bell, yank the thing, and we'll see you guys on the other side. Later.